Welcome back, watch fans. Today I've got a special watch review. The Elgin Our Lady of Guadalupe. That's right. Today in the Catholic religion, it is the feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and that is December 12th. For those who don't know, Our Lady of Guadalupe is the apparition sighting of Mary, Mother of Jesus, and I won't go into too much detail because I'm probably going to butcher the history, but I will put a spectacular video right up here, and it should shoot across. It's a video by this very nice fellow Catholic, who she does an excellent job of describing. If you're if you're interested at all, please click that link and check it out. On to the watch. This is an Elgin, and it is a new Elgin. New as in it's a couple years old. I actually bought this when I was on a business trip, a long business trip, and I was bored and happened to see it online, and I was like, oh, pretty cool, so I bought it. None of these stones are real, they're all glass, but still very nice. For those who don't know, Elgin is an American brand that was formed I think 1864 as originally the National Watch Company, and they were very successful. They produced a lot of really fantastic Elgin watches. It was really a great company. They had been around for many years, but I think they ended up closing up shop ultimately in 1970. What first hit them was the onslaught of Swiss watches. Now, at some point in the, I guess I want to say 30s and 40s, maybe 40s, like shortly after the war. Yeah, that would actually make a little bit more sense. After the war, like say 40, 48, 49, after most of the countries had sort of gotten back to production, the Swiss watch companies were really pumping out. They were sort of the China of the 1950s, if you will, and they were producing just tons and tons of Swiss watches, and it really overwhelmed most of the American companies, and the United States were really the ones that had the watch industry. We had really perfected watches. You know, you had some really fantastic American brands back then, and that's not to say that the Swiss manufacturers weren't also excellent, but they were able to do it cheap, and they sent them over en masse. It even actually ended up causing an import tax, and most Swiss watches around that time period to I think about the early 1980s had to have an import code stamped on them as well. Let me see if I can find one, because I always thought that was kind of interesting. I should have had this ahead of time, but it's all right. I can't find one. Anyway, all right. But so they ended up going out of business, or it really hurt them, and Elgin stopped making their own movements. Elgin is from Elgin, Illinois, and I actually sold an Elgin to somebody in Elgin, Illinois, which I thought was kind of neat. But what further hurt Elgin was then around in the 70s, they started producing quartz watches, and then they just couldn't compete because that was Japan, and it was all over, so Elgin just closed it up. Elgin was then further purchased sometime in the, I want to say in the early 2000s. They were purchased by a Chinese company, and for the life of me, I can't really remember what the name of the company was. It doesn't have a Chinese name, but basically a holding company. And so every once in a while, they use that trademark, and they go ahead and buy and produce Elgins. So kind of cool. I mean, I really like this. I'm a practicing Catholic, so I got a kick out of this. And so I saw it, and I had to buy it, especially because today is Mary's Day. But let's get into the watch. It's not a very expensive watch. It has a a Chinese movement. Let's see if I can see it. It's, I don't know which one of these it is. I'll open it up and show you. I'll actually add the information at the bottom and put it on the right. I'll put a picture right here, but because I'll open it up afterwards. But oh no, I guess this is a Japanese movement. That's exactly what it says. Okay, well, I'll put the information at the bottom as I talk about it. But I know it's a standard 3-hand, not very big. It's kind of small. Stainless steel watch with this gold finish to it. It's kind of neat. I see these watches go for anywhere between $20 to $75. It's not a very expensive watch, so I think $75 is probably a bit excessive in the cost. I can't remember what I paid, but I think if you were inclined to purchase one, you could probably get one for about $25 to $30 easy. I think there were some on eBay when I first did this video as well. Now, I'm from Miami, so this is a little bit more acceptable, right? Maybe not so much if you're living in a more what's the word? I guess conservative isn't necessarily the word, but just less flashy place. I've worn this before at work, and my colleagues, especially because I'm from Miami, they tell me when I've worn it in places where I was not in Miami, my colleagues would tell me that I look like a drug lord, which I suppose there's something to that. I've never understood why you get sometimes drug lords in the movies and they have like a crucifix, right? And then they go and they they do bad things, and it's like, that's not very Catholic of you. I don't think Mary would approve of that. But nevertheless, I'm not a drug lord, but I am very much a fan of Catholicism and Catholic lore. So here it is. These are all fake diamonds, and I don't know that Mary would necessarily approve of all this flashiness around her as well. But nevertheless, I think it's cool. And hey, I've got a Mary Apparition, Mary Our Lady of Guadalupe watch. So, all right. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, this quick short video. Please leave your comments below, respectful comments. I also encourage you to check out the link of that video that I mentioned. If you like this video, please click like. And if you're interested in more watch reviews, please check out my other watch reviews. I have a ton thus far. I've been doing this for about 3 months and I'm really enjoying it. And please click subscribe. Thank you very much.